we help each other sort out life's laundry. I'm your host, Molly Marco, and I just got done with class and I came back, and I'm pretty sure no one else is in my house, but I feel like I have a lot of things that I just want to talk about, and I don't know. I guess I'm going to call this my laundry list of things I've learned. And believe it or not, yes, I do have laundry I should be doing other than this, but I feel like life's laundry is just like a little bit more important. So I have, I think, 4 things that have been going on in my life that has just been either weird or stressful or has made me learn something. And I just want to talk about them with you guys. And I don't know, hopefully you can just kind of, I don't know, whatever you want to get out of this, I hope you get out of this. So just, yeah, whatever you're doing, I hope that you enjoy listening. And I'm glad that you are listening. I do want to thank you before we get into this for choosing to click on this podcast for whatever reason you did. It really means a lot that you guys are listening and have been liking listening to me, even though I really don't know what I'm doing half the time. So thank you for that. Okay, so the first thing that I've learned so far is I lost my wallet. And I'm going to put that in air quotes. I lost my wallet. It was just such a stupid thing. I came back home and I was going to go to the grocery store or something, and I couldn't find my wallet. And I literally had only been to campus, to the library, and then to Goodwill. And obviously in my friend's car. And so I was looking everywhere for it. I couldn't find it. I called Goodwill and they accused me of I was like, I think I maybe dropped it in your parking lot. And they were like, I'm sorry, I can't have my workers go out in the parking lot to check because you might be a rapist and you might be a murderer. And I don't know. It was just horrible. And so we ended up actually driving to Goodwill that night. Me and my friend, she very nicely came with me. And of course it wasn't there. And I just didn't know where it was. And it had my student ID, it had my license, it had my debit card. Luckily there wasn't any cash in it. But I don't know. It was just so dumb. And so that next day I went to the DMV and it took forever to get a new license. Took a mediocre picture there of my new license and paid to get a new student ID. I went to the bank to get my new debit card. And later that day, my friend found it in her car. And mom seriously know best. My mom had said, well, did you check your car? And I was like, well, yeah, I checked your car. But of course me didn't check hard enough. But it was just one of those things where I feel like sometimes God lets you lose something in order to find something else. When we drove, me and my friend, to Goodwill, I was kind of at my wit's end. I realized that I didn't have control over my life and that nothing that I could do could change that. And sometimes God just lets you lose things and you don't know why and you don't know where they are or if you'll ever find them again, but there's nothing you can do about it. And if I know anything about God, I don't think he'll ever let you lose something without giving you something back, without letting you find something else, most likely something better. And during that drive to Goodwill, I was able to talk to my friend in a way that I hadn't before, share the things that I was feeling and the things deep down that were bothering me. The second one came when my hard drive crashed, and that happened on Halloween. If you read my blog post, you know this, and you maybe read about it. It was crazy. Literally, my computer doesn't have that much space on it because all the files I work with, the pictures and videos and audio, is so big. I just kind of slowly started putting everything onto one hard drive, which is not a good idea at all. But I just kind of didn't even think about it until my hard drive started making a noise and didn't work at all. And I literally left where I was, which was at the library, and went and drove to a little nerdy computer guy, and he basically told me that my hard drive was done, but that I could just send it into a place to see if they could extract any of the data off of it. It honestly could have been a lot worse. I could have had a lot more clients on there for pictures and videos. I could have had, I mean, I did have my brother on there. He had his senior pictures that I needed to finish editing. But, yeah, I guess from that whole thing, um, if you read my blog post, I had talked about how it's so much better to store your life in people, and in your heart than on a hard drive or on worldly things. To invest your money not in like material things that are just going to go away, but invest it in helping people and, things that will help you help people. Yeah, I guess I looked at the world differently because at first I thought I lost everything, and then I realized that it's not even close to everything. Like it wasn't even close, but I had put so much into that hard drive and so much of myself and of my value and of who I was into that hard drive and in the work that I did and everything, that it kind of became everything to me, even though it definitely isn't. The third list, or the third number on my list, or what would it be? The third laundry, the third, I don't know. The third thing on my laundry list is, oh gosh, this is such a dumb story because it's just so dumb. Basically, my eye was being weird for a while, and I went to 2 eye doctors, and the first one couldn't find what's wrong, so she was still worried, but so sent me to another one. And then the other guy, he looked and he thought that kind of saw like some stuff in my eye, like moving, and but that normally doesn't happen until you're older, so it was just kind of weird. It was like he wanted me to take this test that would see if it was something else, something in my brain, and he really recommended me to get this test. Like he was very, very worried about it and really wanted to be sure that I take this test. So he couldn't get me until next week, but so my parents wanted me to get in earlier, so I went to another eye place, and it was just kind of a mess, that whole place at the whatever. But in the days leading up to going to that next appointment to take the test to see if it was in my brain, basically what the one eye guy said was that it could possibly be a brain tumor. And of course, I Google brain tumors and symptoms and all signs of them, and it I could like apply like basically everything to me. You know what I mean? Like I was really klutzy, I was not balanced, I was moody. I like it was just super dumb. I was just freaking myself out. And it ended up being nothing. It honestly, like he said it, even though I still feel like it was something other than what he's saying, but he just said it could be my contacts, it could be, just like eye strain, it could, he still didn't really know, but it was just, I don't know, I guess what I learned from that was that God sees things beyond that we can see, and that faith isn't seen. Kind of with the hard drive thing, like life isn't all about sometimes we take things for granted, and I don't know. I guess I'm going to go into my fourth reason right about now because they kind of tie together. And the one that I guess a part of me wanted to almost have a brain tumor in a way, because at that point, like I said, I was kind of moody, and I don't know really why, but I felt really uncared for. I felt like no one cared really for me, or no one was listening to me. No one, I don't know. I just felt like anything I did, it didn't really matter. Like, or that, people are sick of me and annoyed with me and bored with me, and that, I don't know. It was just, that's how I felt. And I think the possibility of having a brain tumor or something wrong with me was appealing, because it would mean that people would care for me, and people, wouldn't take me for granted, or they wouldn't, like, I don't know, they would care, and yeah, so I guess just like a whole pattern of feeling uncared for, even when I know I'm not. And that was when I was in the car going to Goodwill with my friend. I told her, like, I just felt like no one cared, even though I know people care. And then so it makes it even worse for me to say that I feel like people don't care, because I know that they do. And I think a lot of times it's just in ways that you don't need, like maybe, people are giving you a lot of hugs, but that's not your love language. You need to hear that you're loved and cared for and that people appreciate you. So a lot of times there's that too, but I don't know. And I guess what I've learned from, not feeling that people care is whenever I feel like that, it's normally because I'm not caring for myself. To be honest, like, my eating habits could be a lot better. As a lot of you know, I went through an eating disorder, and like that is always kind of something that has never fully went away. And so that always gets worse. My thoughts along with that get worse. I worry a lot more, and my life is more messy, or not my life, but my room is more messy even. I just I don't manage my time well. I don't give myself rest. And so when I'm not caring for myself, I notice that I feel like other people don't either, even though that isn't necessarily true. So yeah, I guess those are just a few little stories of what I've learned, and just my laundry list of what life has been like lately. It's kind of, I hope you followed that. Like I said, it's pretty messy and not really, like, it's like basically socks that don't match up. They don't really go together, but they work, I guess, and I'm learning things through it. So yeah, I hope that you guys, are sorting out your life laundry and you're getting through it, and hopefully, as long as it smells good, it's if anything, if you just put some Febreze over that. Oh my gosh. But I don't know. I'm just glad I get to talk to you guys. And I hope that the rest of your week goes good. And yeah, please message me, or like follow me on Instagram, or direct message me, or something. If you want to talk about anything, because I would love to talk to you guys. Yeah, before I leave, I'm going to say again to just leave a review on iTunes if you want. Again, it just helps people find the podcast easier, and it makes me super happy to read your little reviews of how it just helped you or what you like about it, because I really do want to make the podcast better. So too, yeah, if you have any suggestions of what you would like to hear, or, I don't know, yeah, what do you guys like to listen to? Let me know, and I will most certainly do that. I'm hoping to have another guest on soon, so make sure to subscribe on iTunes to be sure that you're updated when I do post another podcast episode, because sometimes, like right now, it's pretty random, and I wasn't really planning on doing this, but here I am. So yeah, I think I better head out. But yeah, thanks you guys again for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.